The final school bell for a dedicated Lake County teacher, hanging up his hat, calling it a toxic profession.
And so I started making a list of all the things I didn't sign up for.
Jonathan Carroll is the man behind this now viral Facebook post that explains why he's quitting teaching. He calls teaching a, quote, toxic profession, saying, quote, the truth is I will not miss what education has become, a soulless industrial education complex where admin cares more about the test scores than their faculty or students, end quote.
Stressful career, and a lot of the joy is kind of dissipating because you're more worried about numbers than you are kids.
And we are joined this morning by Jonathan Carroll. Jonathan, good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you so much for coming in. One of the things that made me sad when I was just looking at that is that, you know, you said a lot of the joy in teaching, which is what a lot of teachers get into the profession to experience, is now replaced by, you know, teaching to test and all of these other things. Talk to me about your reasons for hanging it up, because you're still relatively young.
Yeah, I got tired of the constant micromanagement, if you will. I think if you talk to any teacher in Florida or the United States, there's a lot of good-intentioned people in a lot of places that want to make education better. But the one constituency they seem to forget to consult is the educators. We don't have a voice in our own profession. And so as new mandates come down, we have new tests coming down, and they don't take those layers of mandate away. We simply get more. So we spend most of March and April and May testing our students to show that we're doing our job, and we haven't even finished the year.
I need to ask you this. When you are teaching to test, how does that adversely impact students, in your opinion?
It takes a lot of the creativity away from the classroom. It really kind of focuses on one type of student, if you will. You're going to be teaching to a student that you make sure passes the test, and if kids don't reach that standard, you have to go back and reteach. And I don't know if you've ever been in a classroom where a teacher says, well, we got to do that again, we got to do that again, you're not a master. That kind of weighs down on a student, and it weighs down on you because there's no joy in the moment. There's no that aha moment that teachers look for where we've taught them to think critically about a subject. We're just teaching them facts.
Now, here's the thing, though. You've been a teacher for 20 years, so you've weathered, I'm sure, a lot of ups and downs and ins and outs. I'm sure things have changed a lot since when you first started. So what was for you the straw that finally broke the camel's back?
I think a few years ago, they transitioned teachers from being professional services and a professional to an annual contract where basically administration get rid of money they don't like. And it's not really a professional decision, it's a personal decision.
They get rid of who they don't like?
Well, it feels that way.
It feels that way.
Yeah,
okay, all right, okay.
And I will say that it's been a frustration. There's a lot of turnover in education. There's higher security in other jobs. We don't have job security. We don't have high salaries, and that doesn't matter to us, the salary. You don't get into education because you want a salary. You get into education because you want to change a life, and it's a calling. And I've lost that calling because there's just so many things I didn't sign up for. Just like my post said, you know, I don't want to carry a gun. I don't want to teach to a test. I don't want 35 kids in my classroom. I want to be able to help everyone in my classroom effectively.
One of the things that I've been reading about is that your sentiments are shared by more teachers than I think we care to admit.
Yes.
Would you agree with that? And are you finding that perhaps, Jonathan, maybe if more voices like yours speak out, perhaps there could be change?
Well, the problem is you can't speak out or there's retribution. I know many teachers have tried to make change.
Talk to me about that retribution. What kind of retribution are we talking about?
Well, if you're an annual contract teacher and you make waves, guess what's going to happen? You're not going to have a job next year because the administrator doesn't want to deal with you because you made waves. You know, if you advocate for something and they don't want to hear what you're advocating, it's better to push that teacher to the side and my mission's right. You don't have a voice in the direction of your own profession and you try and have that voice. Administration has its own direction for you, and it's very difficult.
You are speaking out very vocally and being very honest about your feelings. Have you faced any backlash?
No, I will say my administration was very kind. I know that they were probably not pleased that this went viral. I was kind of shocked myself. But, you know, when I left, there were hugs and there was goodwill. I was very happy. My students were sad. I think they were the ones that were most upset.
Your students were sad. Were you sad?
I was sad for my students. I am not sad to leave. I'm excited to be a dad. I'm excited to work 8-hour days. I'm excited to spend time with my children. And as I said in my piece before, I want to take my kids to the first day of school. I think that's the thing I'm looking forward to the most this year.
We've got to wrap, but what's next for you? I know you're taking the summer off. Your wife said, listen, I don't want to hear anything about anything this summer at all.
I want to work in the travel industry. I think being in Central Florida, I've gotten a love of seeing how people love vacations. So I think I'm probably going to look at something like that where I can help people make their dreams come true.
Well, let's hope your voice resonates even more loudly than it already has, Jonathan Carroll. We appreciate you joining us
Thank you very much.
this morning. Thank you so much.